heart of Africa, in Kenya's Kaisut Desert, exists a graceful and peculiar clan of nomads whose Afro-Asiatic heritage risks extinction as a result of natural and cultural influences. This is the story of the Rendille people. In the harsh and unforgiving environment of Kenya's northern frontier, the Rendille travel from Marsabit to Lake Turkana in pursuit of pasture for their camels, sheep, and goats. In this desert climate, the clan rely primarily on camel skin, meat, and milk for subsistence. The Rendille culture is a camel culture. The camel is also a symbol of social values. The creatures also facilitate transport and trade. The southern Rendille are more reliant on cattle for their daily needs. The Rendille reside in semi-permanent houses known as guba, made from sticks and camel skins. Settlements growing as big as 250 individuals. Each of these societies is built around strongly formed family ties, which in turn pivot on monogamous couples. Mothers have a particularly high status in the homestead, while the eldest son inherits the family wealth. According to social protocol, it is considered dishonorable for a man to refuse a loan offered to him. Thus even the poorest Rendille can be found with a flock of sheep to rear for himself. Like the Samburu, with whom they have strong kingship and economic ties, Rendille warriors are spotted with hair dyed with red ochre, while their women adorn themselves with an assortment of colorful beads. Rendille clans are the only tribe in Eastern Africa whose women wear cockscomb hairstyles. In the earlier generations, male circumcision was performed between the ages of 20 and 25 years. Presently, this rite of passage is done between 15 and 20 years of age. A number of Rendille customs and traditions have been adopted, replaced, or disappeared from cultural activities resulting from invasive or persuasive influences. An example is the ever-changing medium of language. Originally, Rendille linguistics was closely related to Somali dialects. Over prolonged interaction with their neighbors, they adopted the native tongue of their trading partners, the Samburu. Another example is their music. Simple in its variety of natural percussion beats, no instruments were previously used as accompaniments. Recent documentation, however, show the infusion of a South Cushitic-style guitar. More harmful influences are the constant raids from the Boran and Somali clans that share the northern region. These attacks inhibit the free transit of the Rendille across the territory, interfering with the trade and pastoralist lifestyle. Attempts by well-meaning non-governmental organizations, NGOs, to alleviate hunger and poverty in the area have contributed to this change in their livelihood. They offer aid to the Rendille people, persuading them to transform their semi-permanent homesteads into agricultural settlements. Inadvertently, they put further pressure on the already arid area through intensified grazing. A cultural ceremony of the Rendille is the Feast of Sorio. This ceremony involves the slaughtering of a single colored, unblemished sheep, goat, or camel without physical abnormalities. Two elders from a specific household present the animal at the front of the guba, where a group of men wait with long sticks, gumo, to bless the animal. Firstly, the woman of the house smears milk along the side of the animal, and then elders use the gumo to massage the milk into its side. Secondly, the elder takes the animal and places it on his right side, With a specially prepared knife, he cuts off its head, ensuring the blood is carefully collected in a pot, hurub. This blood is mixed with mud and applied to the right side of all livestock in the homestead. During this part of the ceremony, women, children, and uncircumcised boys remain in the house. In the third stage, the carcass is skinned and a special ring from the hide, known as khali, is prepared. This ring is placed on the head of the elders and on the right hand of uncircumcised boys. Once food preparation is complete, specific body parts are set aside for various groups. Old men get the roasted head of the animal. The women receive the neck and half the spleen, while boys are given the other half and the appendix. The liver is ordinarily eaten by men, but at times is given to the women and girls to stimulate their iron levels. While the women cook the meat in earthen pots, gyur, one elder stands secluded in the doorway and pours milk over his feet while praying a blessing on the ceremony. Out of respect for the ancestors and God, he removes his shoes. The elders are served tobacco as they entertain themselves in the Sorio, while singing songs like Aliaho and in conversation. During this session, they take the opportunity for pleasantries to discuss community issues and the core purpose of the ceremony. As the Rendille do not use musical instruments, the gumo are used to create clapping sounds as accompaniments to the songs. The elder are served the meat with a hurubu, a special plate used to collect camel milk, presenting the women their portion with his left hand and the men their portion with his right. Youth and elders dine in separate circles, women eating after all men have eaten. The High Feast, or Feast of the New Moon, is a celebration laced with gratitude and humility from the people to their God. The feast, which is performed at the sighting of the new moon, presents supplications for multiplication of pastures and livestock, as well as thanksgiving for already granted increase. If the need for personal or communal pardon exists, this occasion is the appropriate environment for discussion. The father leads the family in performing this ritual. He asks his wife to give him a fire in a stone ashtray, and incense is burnt in it. Only men, young and old, circle the burning incense, silalei. The father starts and touches the smoke 4 times with his hands. 4 times smears it on the face, and 4 times on the chest as a sign of blessing. The same procedure is repeated by other family members, starting with the eldest males, then females last. Afterwards, a hippopotamus tusk is placed in the fire and used to bless the host family 4 times. The hippo tusk symbolizes the power and strength of the clan. Some Rendille subclans substitute this tusk for a rhino horn. The ritual culminates next day in the morning with application of white ochre administered by the father. The color of the ochre varies according to the clans. The males are smeared on the face and females on the side of the ear. And finally, the father asks God to bless the family.
Tumeona jana mwezi, jana Juni. Tumeweka ile mamiti yetu ya kienyeji, tumeweka kwa moto. Na tumelala. Asubuhi ya leo tumechukua udongo yetu ya kuweka kama ishara kwa mauso. Na tumeweka watoto vijana na mimi mzee mwenye manyata na watoto wasichana.